All right, so welcome to Provence. So we'll take a little breath together. We'll meditate together, call on the light, we'll connect vertically. And then we'll move into clearing some sticky vibe and using the tools and getting you to kind of use them for yourself. And let's take a deep breath and just, if you want to close your eyes, put your hands, palms up on your, like where your hips meet your thigh, kind of like that little edge. And just breathe in. And as you breathe in, put your focus on your third eye. I'm going to put it on your third eye, on your forehead, as you breathe in and out. And the next time you breathe, go ahead and breathe up, up, as if you're breathing into your heart a beam of light, as if you're magnetizing it, calling it, pulling it into you. You might feel it, you might hear it, you might see it. And so you're breathing tall. And as you breathe in this light, you get taller and taller. And you soften and almost become the background onto which the breathing happens. That observes the breathing and the light mixing together and coming into your heart and into your stomach. And one more time, and every time you breathe in, you go like 2, 3, 4 feet higher. Every breath you take, you feel yourself grow taller, lighter, more expansive, more unlimited. And now you almost feel like you're beyond the city, beyond all the noise. You're so big, tall, full of light, like a beam of light. And you have these tall angel wings on your back. And you are still the observer of the breath. So we're going to ping pong a little bit between this stillness and this quietness and the noise. So today, maybe yesterday, maybe last week, you felt some noise in your heart. You felt some noise in your thinking. Maybe something triggered you and there was just some chaos. But can you be the silence underneath the noise? So you're like the big blue sky. You're the tall, infinite sky, and the noise is the cloud or the bird. You're the space that witnesses and feels the feeling, but you let it pass. So let's take a breath and imagine and feel and actually observe that when you bring up the topic that's been triggering, when you bring up the topic that sort of feels heavy, you think about it on purpose, because pushing it underneath a rug, keeping it all in isn't going to help you, because we all know it's still in us and the energy is going to become toxic. And if the energy is in us, it has this really sneaky, super intelligent way of calling in situations that match that energy. So it doesn't really serve us to keep it. So as you stay aware of the expensiveness and the tallness of you, the beyond, the one that's clearly connected to source, that can be connected to all of life, you're aware that when you think of the topic, your energy maybe wants to clutch down, get smaller, tighter. So we know that's an indication a part of us, not the whole of us, but a part of you inside you is thinking some thoughts, feeling some feelings that are misaligned. It's interesting. There's something there. I'm not going in the right way. I'm thinking beliefs and thoughts that are not helping. Something's going on, yeah? We don't know yet, but we can tell when you think of the person or the situation, you don't feel so tall and expensive. There's a little bit of clutching. So just observe it without judgment. with compassion, with neutrality. Like if you were to look at a child that was a little tired, a little cranky, a little bit unwell, you would just look at it, observe it, witness it without labeling it or wanting it to change. Could you just allow it to be here? Could you allow it to be present and allow it to pass like a cloud would pass through the sky? You're not the cloud, you're not the bird, you're the big blue sky. There you go. Good. Oof. You can already probably feel like that releases energy. When you realize I don't have to grab onto the cloud, I don't have to try to take it and fix it and try to understand it. Maybe I can just be the loving, accepting force. So the big blue sky is one way you can walk yourself or someone through a clearing. Another way we're going to do right now is inside the clutching, inside the tightness. You can simply just ask yourself or ask your ping pong sister, am I wanting approval? Am I wanting control? Or am I wanting safety? It might be not a want, but a fear of lacking approval, fear of lacking control, fear of lacking safety. Just tune into yourself. And whichever one you got, you may have all three, but let's start with just one. Notice where the tightness is in the heart, in the chest. And notice if the energy is familiar. That wanting control, wanting safety, wanting approval, it feels probably, ooh, I feel like that's something I can resonate with already having before. And what happens is little kids, they're super happy all the time because they're always open. Their chest and stomach has the double French doors open and energy is flowing and they're just releasing and they're laughing and they're goofing off. So energy just moves. But as we get older, we close the doors and energy no longer gets to be released. So it's our energetic aquarium gets dirty and heavy and it gets murky. So now we get to reopen that double French door. And we even get to allow our auric field to open its doors or its windows. And we get a flood of white light. It could be liquid, thick light, but it gets to just be open, like letting light flow through the crown, flow through the third eye, letting light, pulling it in, feeling it come in through the throat, pulling it into the heart, and all the way down the chakras in the belly and the root. Pulling that energy down, pulling that energy back up. So it's like a wave, right? The energy goes up from the top of your head, down your spine, into the center of the earth. And just like an ocean wave, it comes back up, all of the chakras up to the top of your head, and it comes back down, and it comes back up. So now you're connected to this wave and you're breathing the wave. Breathing in, the light comes in. Breathing out, the wave goes down. And imagine that wave is vertical, but it's also really nice when you can see it horizontally. So just feel the light maybe coming from the back of your head, through the throat, out in the front, and back in the front, back to the back. And just see all of that happen across your chakras. Okay, letting the waves come in and out throughout your chakras horizontally. And so keep in mind as you continue to breathe, as you continue to witness, you have been gifted this incredible, powerful energy body. And it has these very powerful magnets, which are our chakras. And you've been gifted an auric field, which contains colors, it contains download programs. And so if you want to play around a little bit, you can keep your eyes tuned into your aura. And as you get curious and look around your aura, you're going to find little spheres. They look like orbs. And in those orbs, play little DVDs, like little movies of the past. So we're going to make a little link from the tightness and the clutching you were feeling when you think about that one area of your life where you feel like there's a lot of noise, there's maybe a lot of feeling, and there's some fear of either lacking approval, control, safety. So just bring that back up, and I'm bringing you back and forth, doing this ping pong from let's feel really good and let's go back to what was feeling heavy, so we can delete them and kind of merge them and just let them go. So think back about that situation that was triggering, that's heavy. At the same time, you're aware of that heaviness. You're also aware of your aura, of the light stream, of the light moving in and out of your body like a wave, and of your expansiveness, of this stillness. You're sitting in the universe, hanging out with all the stars, and there's just light coming in, always coming into you. There's always an infinite amount of light just pouring itself through you in every cell, in every molecule, and every space in between the molecules. There's just light and more light. So you're just radiating so much light. But again, we put our awareness on that movie and that pain and that noise. So we can be the big blue sky and just observe it, let it pass. Or we can listen to our guidance, our intuition, feel if maybe we can go feel if this is a familiar pattern I picked up from a story when I was younger. Maybe there's a movie in my aura that's connected to this feeling. So tune into, where did I pick that up from? How old was I? Who was I with? And just try to see if there's an orb or a sphere that sort of comes up as a density, like a heaviness. And it can just feel like a weird heaviness that feels like it's on your right shoulder or the left back, like on your back. And just scan your aura and just be like, where is this heavy, weird vibe? And once you locate one, your job is just to suck your feelers back out of the movie. So it's like a little spaghetti or a tentacle. And what that does is it calls your energy back, but it deletes the memory and the blueprint and the downloads. Okay. So we don't abandon that small part of you that's in the movie. We actually just call it back. So and you don't have to understand everything. Just suck your energy back like a tentacle, but let the density fall off. There you go. Good. Okay. Everything creating this fear of lacking either approval, control, or safety. Just scan your body. If there's another little orb, little density be playing out. Once you find it, see how old you were, who you were with. Because once you go into the density, you'll actually pick up the movie. Suck your feelers back in like spaghetti. There you go into your core, and then zip up. So imagine now that you have a little zipper around your root chakra. So that's the base of the spine, and you're just going to zip up. And you're choosing to zip up a lot of light. And everything that you picked up and that you absorbed as data from the adults around you, from mom and dad, from all the different ways we learn how to be a human, just letting it go. We're like letting the light take it away. Deleting, uncreating it, transmuting it. There you go. Choosing to connect back to source. Okay, good. So if you think back of the situation again, and it's probably going to feel a lot lighter. And if I'm going a little fast, just know that this is recorded. You can always go back and do it tomorrow, in a week, in a month, for whatever comes up for you. So if you're like, ooh, this person triggered me, or this situation feels scary, you get to come back and do this again and clear using this audio, or clear using a sister in the group. You can clear together. So as you think again about the situation, is there any want for approval, want for control, want for safety? And whichever one you got, think of a moment in the last day or the last week where you felt like you already had approval, control, or safety, whichever one you're doing. Can you recall a moment where you felt like you already had it? and just bathe in it. Go back to relive it and feel it. Yeah. Oof. And then let this feeling blow a gentle wind into the part that feels stuck, feels heavy, that feels like you don't have it. Okay, good. And now let's zip up again. Just zip your energy up. Pull more and more light into your space. And just drink some water, open your eyes, come back when you're ready.